Hi, in this video, we'll learn about HTML images. So we've all seen it. Web pages have images. They spice up the web page, give us something to look at. It's very common for a web page to have an image. So how can we add images to our web pages? Well, introducing the image tag, IMG. So the IMG tag allows us to add images to our web pages. So let's look at an example image tag. So there's a couple important things to note here. First is that there's no closing tag, kind of like BR and HR. There's no need for a /image tag because really there's no text being annotated by the image tag. There's nothing to put inside an image tag and close it because the image tag isn't really doing anything to text. It's just fetching an image and putting it on the page. So really it's just simply image tag and some attributes. Now the attributes are very important. So what are the attributes of an image tag? First off, we have the src attribute, or the source attribute. The source attribute specifies where we should get the image from. And this is the URL for an image. So this is where the image tag will actually look to grab the image and insert it onto your web page. We also have width and height attributes, and these can be used to specify the size of the image, and it's specifying the size in pixels. Now, we'll be learning a lot more about pixels later on in the course, but for now, just know that pixels are the tiny, tiny little dots of color on your computer screen that, when put together, create the entire image. So for example, I can zoom in really, really close here, and you can see that all of these shapes on the screen are really made of these tiny, tiny little squares, each of which have a color. Now, each of those squares are 1 pixel. To give you an idea, that first line has a thickness of about 1 pixel, the second line has a thickness of about 12 pixels, and that last line has a thickness of about 24 pixels. And pixels are the unit of measurement we'll be using to size our images. Let's look at an example. So here we have an image, and we have specified the source attribute to pull an image from that URL. And the result is the CodeHS logo. Now we can add a width attribute of 100 pixels, and that will shrink the image. You can see that the height shrunk along with it. So if we only specify width or height, then the other attribute will scale to keep the image the same shape. If we specify both width and height, then the image will actually get stretched to fit into those dimensions. So if we have a width of 100 and a height of 600 pixels, then the image will actually be stretched to look really tall.